Joining us live now, former RDF spokesperson, senior fellow at the Foundation for Defence of Democracies and co-founder of Bottom Line Media, Jonathan Conricus. Thanks for your time this morning again, Jonathan. So Donald Trump says you don't know what you're doing. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, there are many things. Well, good morning to you and to all Australians watching. Many things I didn't like, and what I think is the most substantial thing was that for some odd reason, Israel and the Islamic Republic of Iran were put on kind of an even keel in the mouth or in the understanding of the US president. And that isn't something that I think makes any sense. I understand politically that President Trump really has a lot invested in the ceasefire working. And I definitely understand that he means business. And going forward, I think Israel and the US will continue to cooperate, work in lockstep and in synchronization. But I wasn't happy about how that was said and the fact that our two countries, Israel and the Islamic Republic of Iran, were kind of put in the same basket. That doesn't make sense.
Was the ceasefire deliberately breached?
Well, by Iran, obviously. I mean, from an Iranian perspective, I can say that, yes, they definitely suffered a significant, very significant series of strikes that Israel conducted just a few hours before the ceasefire ended. And Israel did indeed strike lots of targets, important military targets in Tehran and around Tehran. So I can understand that they were frustrated, but factually, the ones who fired missiles after the ceasefire ended were the Iranians, fired them towards northern Israel. And just before the ceasefire ended, they fired a missile towards Beer Sheva, the largest city in southern Israel, directly impacted a civilian building with about, I think it was 12 stories high, completely obliterated it, and sadly led to the killing of 5 Israeli civilians who had nothing to do with the war or with the fighting.
Okay, so given what we've seen over the past 24 hours then, how likely is it that this ceasefire will hold in the long term?
So that's really what makes it interesting here, because the IDF, I think Israel has achieved a lot of what it set out to achieve. First and foremost, it has shattered the Iranian image of military capability. It has exposed the Iranian regime and the vaunted Revolutionary Guards as incapable of defending the Iranian homeland, defending its own senior people, and most importantly, its nuclear program. While the assessment of exactly how much of the nuclear program is still up for discussion and debate, and there's various, as you alluded to in the beginning, various opinions and spins on it. I won't get into it, but I will say that I think Israel has achieved a lot when it comes to dialing back the program, but Israel still has work to do. Now, this hasn't been said officially by Israel, but I think that Israel will pursue an aggressive stance against the Iranian regime, and that, you know, the watershed moment of June 13 is now going to be a different, there's a before and an after June 13 when it comes to Israel and Iran. And I think we're going to see perhaps a similar situation that Israel has with Lebanon after it defeated Hezbollah. Now we probably will have the same kind of mechanism against the Iranians, which means ceasefire, but a much more aggressive posture when it comes to Iranian violations of that ceasefire.
So it's almost like you got a Cold War that will exist now between Israel and Iran.
Well, you know, the Iranian regime still has an outspoken and official goal to annihilate the state of Israel. Israel doesn't have a goal to annihilate Iran or anything of that matter or any other country, but the Iranian regime still aspires to do that. And the ball is really very much more in the Iranian court. It depends on what they say and how they're going to act about their nuclear weapon, their nuclear program. If they concede defeat and acknowledge that they're not going to be enriching anything on Iranian soil, that will make a very big difference, and that will be de-escalatory. And then it matters if they will escalate against Israel. If they do, they are exposed, and Israel has the ability to strike pretty much at will.